A very good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. We warmly welcome you to News Tonight, the second edition. My name is Micheal Lukomwa. We thank you so much for joining in to this our second edition of News Tonight, and right away we go to start. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has today commissioned the refurbished Nachivubo War Memorial Stadium that has been refurbished by one of the prominent businessmen in Kampala, Micheal. We have details to this story.
Ham's Nachivubo Stadium, that is miles better than the original facility, has been commissioned and opened for use. The humble duty was performed by the President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who applauded the proprietor, Micheal, to whom a 49-year lease was granted. The President toured the 30-seater facility that is now officially a multi-purpose stadium with netball, basketball, and boxing, and some others to benefit. President Museveni applauded Micheal, who he exemplified as a true patriot who is intent on ensuring Buy Uganda, Build Uganda is a reality.
I want to congratulate and thank Micheal for the good work he has done here by being innovative and knowing that you can get prosperity in Uganda. This is what we have been telling you. Why? Because NRA was a Ugandan product. It was not a product from UK, from KAR, no. Amajiga Uganda. Now, that spirit of self-sufficiency, we have put it in economics, we have put it in politics. And thank Chigundu, because he has been able to show that attitude, not only in this project, but even in other projects.
In its old state, Nachivubo Stadium was the country's only facility before Mandela National Stadium and was opened in 1926 to honor Uganda's World War veterans. The stadium proprietor, Micheal, thanked the president for the trust and vowed to ensure the stadium lives to its intention of providing home to sports.
And Your Excellency, I'm so humbled for the fact that ever since I left in 2014, that was December, I've always had your support and your blessing. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. We've had a lot of hardships here and there, but within the perimeters of reason, it would be unjustified for me to simply narrate the story of the hardships I've had when I've got such a project today being commissioned by His Excellency. For I take it for an obligation as a Ugandan that it is my own responsibility to devote myself, but at the same time, develop my country collectively.
The following discipline, Your Excellency, will be undertaken here with immediate effect. Number one, football. The games of football will begin immediately after this commissioning. Number two, Your Excellency, is basketball. Behind us there is a basketball court. That also will begin immediately. Number three, on your direct face, Your Excellency, on that other goalpost, we have a netball court there. The game of netball will be played here. Your Excellency, boxing. You visited a boxing ring inside here. And Your Excellency, you know the history better than I. It's well known that very many boxers who have represented this country come from Kisenyi area here. And I want to thank him for again reinventing the wheel of the game of boxing. Because now here we will be able to have a gym and a boxing ring which will allow other international competitions to get back to Uganda.
Nachivubo Stadium has undergone renovation several times, notably in 1954 and 2013, before this state-of-the-art improvement that has elevated it to a world-class status. In the short run, Nachivubo Stadium is expected to address the ardent need to football clubs that lack home grounds. Its proximity to the city center makes it a viable target for many, and with many games now possible, business is likely to boom. Grace Joyce Kemgisa, UBC News.
The Parliamentary Committee on Budget has tasked the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development to provide documentation indicating areas where ghost workers were discovered, resulting in payments totaling to 294 billion as per the Auditor General's report. The committee convened to review and approve supplementary funding requests for various ministries for the fiscal year 2023-24.
The Budget Committee of Parliament has engaged with different government ministries to review and approve their requests for supplementary expenditure under Schedule Number 2 for the fiscal year 2023-2024. Among the requests considered is 9.156 billion by the Uganda Police for compensating officers affected by the Kampala flyover project, providing alternative accommodation for affected families. Additionally, the committee has approved a 3 billion shilling request from the Ministry of Gender for Matters Day celebrations.
The Organizing Committee, in recognition of the fact that yes, it's true, the Muslims have matters too, they have a place in Namugongo, the assumption was that these resources should go towards their commemoration to the event, because the event of commemoration of 50 years of Muslim Supreme Council requires the 1.8 you are seeing. Yes. So they said we are giving only 200 for purposes of commemoration of Martyrs' Day, not for the Muslim Supreme Council.
However, some members of Parliament expressed dissatisfaction with allocation criteria, particularly concerning different faiths, such as Muslims, and their allocation to Kira municipality.
To the Muslim site, the request is 1.8. Only 200 is provided. For the rest, 1 to 2, you can see substantially something is given.
How do we place all these allocations on the consumptive part? And we don't place resources in developing the infrastructure, the beauty, and the amiability of Chira municipality.
Give them money, and I don't care whether it is 1, they asked for 1.8. Please, this money should go to Namugongo Mosque, the same way it is going to Nebi and Midwestern Uganda.
Furthermore, committee members were hesitant to approve the Ministry of Finance's request for 125.8 billion for wages, pensions and gratuity.
We knew at the conclusion of last financial year that actually there was 125 billion saved as a result of the report of the Auditor General. Why is this money being brought now as if you have discovered it last week?
Rooted people because of that moratorium, and then you are calling it savings at the expense of service delivery. So is that how government is going to operate, that you tell people don't recruit so that wages remain, then you call it a savings?
And the Auditor General found ghosts. Very many ghosts to the tune of 200 billion?
94.
Yes.
294.
So is this money still going to pay ghosts? 125, going to pay some ghosts?
Minister for Finance in charge of general duties, Henry Musasizi, clarified that the request aims to facilitate staff already in their positions and not for new recruitments.
It revealed a number of things. There were some areas where staff were not existent and were on payroll. The payroll was being used on staff who were not in post.
So you say those areas, Minister, you make clear, mention those areas and flash.
The total funding for the supplementary expenditure is 1.1 trillion shillings. However, members discovered an additional 6.5 billion shillings, which the minister disowned. This discovery sparked a debate, leading to some members to propose halting the consideration of the document.
0.5 billion, which the minister says is EU budget support. Is this 6.5 part of the 1.1 trillion?
With the document, he signed on each and every page. And he says just disregard 1, disregard 2, disregard 3. Yet this document was read before Parliament. and it can only be withdrawn and an authentic one laid before Parliament. So the motion I move is that we hold consideration of this fictitious document until an
Another questionable supplementary request is the 578.4 billion shillings to support strategic pharmaceutical industrial investment, which accounts for almost a half of the supplementary expenditure for 2023-2024. I'm Navka Farida and Dan Lukomwa in Munyonyo.
State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, has ordered for a cancellation of a title belonging to Mukwano Group of Companies Limited, covering 245 acres in Chenjojo district. The decision comes in response to complaints from villagers who were evicted from their land with their houses demolished and crops damaged, particularly in the villages of Chantale, Chinyantale and Kikologoto in Chenjojo district.
Initially, the arrival of Mukwano Group of Companies Limited in Chenjojo district brought excitement to many, as some found employment opportunities and avenues for earning income, including working in tea plantations and other ventures. However, tensions arose as the alleged ownership of 100 acres by Mukwano expanded, leading to the eviction of residents from 200 acres of land, as reported by residents and local leaders.
Mukwano Group, just as our people have maintained the peace and they signed a consent, please let us consent and live in unity.
Local leaders, including the LC5 chairman of Chenjojo and RDC, joined others in condemning the eviction and destruction of property and crops.
And you see here, which is occupied by tea, was occupied by our local people, 800 of them. But they were removed and evicted in a very funny and queer way.
He has been able to guide us on the legal perspective and also the humanitarian perspective. I just want to promise him that we are going to follow his guidelines.
Representatives from Mukwano Company, accompanied by 2 lawyers, faced difficulties in defending their actions as villagers accused them of causing harm. Kakama Moses from Global Anti-Corruption Initiative Limited, who volunteered to assist the residents, criticized area MPs for not supporting the affected residents.
Compensated for crops, compensated for time wasted, compensated for legal costs and disturbance costs. And we are going to follow government legal settlement plan.
After deliberation, Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, ordered the immediate cancellation of Mukwano's 200-acre title deed, citing fraudulent acquisition.
Akawairo atano mwenda 1A. The district land board teyinza kuwayo taka, teyinza kugabaliza oba kuwayo freehold ettaka eririko abantu. The extra 260 acres, that is invalid. It was not available to be allocated, so that title is invalid and is cancelled, and Commissioner Land Registration is directed to engage the process under Section 91 of the Land Act to get it cancelled.
The minister further condemned Mukwano Company for violating laws governing Uganda by evicting people from their land. Dr. Mayanja established a committee led by Chenjojo RDC and 9 others with a 3-month mandate to reach a final decision on the matter.
The committee has sat, which we have set up to be chaired by the DC, and they have agreed on the compensation, on all the issues of compensation, and the people have been paid. Then they will get the report. Then when all the commodities, we'll take it to the district land board, and that will be evidence that the people have agreed for him to take that extra land.
This decision has brought relief to residents who have endured oppression, leaving them hopeful for justice. The atmosphere among the residents in Chenjojo is one of jubilation, as Minister Mayanja's intervention promises a resolution to their plight. Mario Nawori and Jamil Sekaja for UBC.
Minister for Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, is contended that Uganda is on the right path to the digital revolution. Baryomunsi, who says that the future is digital, is alive to the fact that technology is here to stay. This, he said, during the opening of a two-day retreat for all agencies under ICT Ministry, and engagement also meant to orient members of the Parliamentary Committee on ICT on the sector activities.
We want to thank you so very much for this day. Indeed, this is a day you've made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it.
The pillar for infrastructure has a number of entities and agencies that we are using to implement it. We have, for expanding connectivity and outreach, we have the National IT Authority that is rolling out the backbone. We have Uganda Telecommunications Commission, that is a national telecom operator. We also have, I will put it both in infrastructure and later on in skilling, Uganda Institute of Communications Technology, and we also events.
This is a collection of agencies and their representation under the ICT public sector. They are participating in a retreat meant to orient new entrants into the sector and strengthen those already involved.
We want to thank you so very much for this day.
Members of the Parliamentary Committee on ICT are part of the group.
Going forward in the next financial year, I think we shall come and sit here before we try to deal with anything, so that we look at MTEF, because MTEF, first of all, provides sorting out what should come in the following year's financial budget.
Underfunding is one of the challenges that have been decried.
We had conflict at the State House one time with the President when Parliament was trying to change figures. Then the President said, but you are taking over the responsibility of the executive, because this is the function of the executive. Yours is appropriation. So I am raising this so that we review our method of work.
The pillar for infrastructure has a number of entities and agencies that we are using to implement it. We have, for expanding connectivity and outreach, we have the National IT Authority that is rolling out the backbone. We have Uganda Telecommunications Commission, that is a national telecom operator.
To join in this call has been Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi.
As governments talk of ICT being a priority, but then this has not translated into allocation of resources. So the sector is still under-resourced, and yet if we are going to have accelerated transformation in this country, we must inject resources into the sector.
To him, ICT is here to stay, which everyone needs to embrace.
Actually, some studies indicate that for every $1 you inject in ICT, you get $4 out of that. So going forward, we just want to get an appreciable understanding of the role of ICT, the digital economy, the digital transformation as we move forward, and hopefully in the near future, then ICT will also become a priority in terms of the budget allocation.
Baryomunsi also seized the opportunity to detest irresponsible media reporting. This he did in response to a recent article by one local newspaper associating Parliament with corruption.
Some media practitioners are irresponsible and at times do not get facts, do not get the evidence, and they just produce sensational stories. They are used to blackmail others, which we do not approve.
Information, Communications Technology and National Guidance Strategic Retreat runs up to 27th April 2024. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you so much. Review of the NRM manifesto, 2.5 years into its implementation, reveals that the government has achieved 35% of its commitments, with 46% underway and 19% pending. Wills Bashasha, the director of the Manifesto Implementation Unit at the Office of the President, noted an improvement from the previous score of the 20% in May 2023.
As we anticipate the Manifesto Week scheduled for early May 2024, the NRM party has presented its findings for the mid-term review of the 2021-2026 Manifesto.
The achievement or the performance of this gives credibility and also ensures that the party can win the next election.
Wills Bashasha, the director of the Manifesto Implementation Unit at the Office of the President, stated an increase of 15% in overall achievements compared to the previous year.
35% and add 46. You can see that if we were able to deliver this, even if we concluded the 46 in the remaining period of the term, that would give us like some 80-something%. And I think that would not be bad for the country and the performance of this government.
Implementation progress has been cited in the Ministry of Health, particularly in disease prevention, among other sectors.
Under health, we have done very well in terms of disease prevention and control. All of our 14 regional hospitals have been equipped with CT scans, and they are all there for us to see. And then there is also oxygen plants that have been availed, and we believe this has also moved us very well.
However, challenges such as land acquisition, high levels of corruption, and limited resources for development projects remain significant hurdles.
We are aware that most of these projects, they need corridors, they need where to pass through, whether it's road, whether it's water or electricity, they need where to pass, and that's land. And you know that land in this country constitutionally belongs to the citizens. And this has called for compensations. Compensations have now demanded more than the money which is needed for the project. That has also become a breeding ground for corruption and all other related, even delays of implementation of these projects.
The Minister of State for Kampala and Metropolitan Affairs, Kabyecho Fatogabye, commended the security sector for its performance but emphasized the need for further implementation to meet the manifesto commitments.
I appreciate all the achievements, especially in areas of defense and security. Indeed, you've done well, but you've not yet there. It's not yet Uhuru. I need 80%. So far, so good. You are there. What was their score? About 60. Okay, I would give the 10% you forgot because she told you, you forgot this, you forgot this. Okay, you are at 60%. But indeed, really defense, you know the trust we have in you.
Despite challenges, there is optimism within the NRM for achieving manifesto commitments by the end of 2026.
It is very critical. And I thank you, Director. It is very, very critical that NRM, the ruling party, is not only seen, but it is done. It does. It's not only seen to be doing what it promised, but it has really done it. And we think the previous mandates has been done because we fulfill our commitments, and we want to do the same on this manifesto.
Other ministries, departments and agencies are expected to present their manifestos to assess their achievements early next month. Justin Nakami, UBC News.
Minister for Kampala Hajat Mensa Kabanda has extended her gratitude to the elderly citizens for their unwavering support for the NRM government. She was speaking at the gathering held at Nachivublu Primary School and assured them of government's commitment to addressing their needs and concerns.
Government values the contributions of the elderly to society and is committed to ensuring comfort and security for the elderly. Minister Kabanda, in a meeting with the elderly living in Kampala and surrounding areas, highlighted the ongoing efforts to improve access to medical facilities for the elderly across all sectors. She urged them to continue with their activities, emphasizing the importance of honoring them. Minister Kabanda cautioned against the use of traditional medicine, urging the elderly to focus on serious medication prescribed by healthcare professionals.
Because natural medicine, they don't know the dose. You have hypertension, but you're on native medicine. So they should avoid that. And they should always go for medical checkups to find out what they have and how they should take the medicine. Second, they should also join government programs. Government programs, elders are considered, like in PDM, NADS, and Myoga. They have their slot, so they should join. We are going to call the microfinance center here to teach them and see how they can benefit.
She announced plans to organize a medical camp to provide health checkups and consultations, encouraging the elderly to seek medical care regardless of their illnesses.
I myself am a medical person. I'm going to organize in my capacity with KCC. I'm going to organize for a medical camp and call on the elders to examine them.
Ramagana Nasul Habib, the councillor representing older persons in Kampala City, expresses their desire for designated business areas in Kampala where they can operate without obstacles,
so that these older persons can earn a living without being a burden to their relatives, to government even itself.
He emphasized the need for legislation guaranteeing a steady pension to ensure financial security in their retirement years.
If government would plan thoroughly to assist these people who are pensionable, and it plans, it pays through the banks, the older persons, and then organizes these others who are not pensionable, it would have solved a very big problem. Then
he called for direct access to their pension funds through bank accounts to eliminate middlemen and potential fraud.
Government should create a policy all over the country so that wherever they see an older person, he's given a first priority by sensitizing our youth and even some people who manage those institutions like hospitals.
To demonstrate her commitment to the elderly's well-being, Minister Kabanda donated assorted items to the attendees, assuring them that their concerns would be looked into and solutions would be sought. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Government of Uganda has been asked to further invest in the education sector to avail learners with adequate knowledge and skills to match the requirements of the competitive market worldwide. The call was made by the Chancellor, Kampala University main campus, Professor George Mondo Kagunyira, at the Institute's 21st graduation ceremony.
The celebrations to mark the university's first graduation ceremony commenced with the procession of the institution's academic board and management. Other dignitaries amidst band music and marching as the graduates chanted in the tent, waiting to be confirmed. Over 500 students attained certificates and diploma doctrines in the field of nursing and health sciences. Out of these, 50 scored first-class grade. Because I've been working so hard and I've been praying so hard. Presiding over the ceremony, Professor Dr. Manfred Dietrich, the Honorary Consul of Uganda to Germany, who was the chief guest, urged the graduates to follow their interests and skills to compete in the labor market.
Focus more on tertiary and vocational training courses, which are a viable opportunity for students who are more practical-based learners and targeting the current dynamic and competitive global labor market.
He pledged Germany's collaborative and exchange programs to Ugandan learners in medical and other disciplines.
That my office is closely working with Kampala University team, headed by Mrs. Jolly Katarega, to establish collaborative links with several German institutions in order to create opportunities for KU students and graduates to go to Germany for further studies in medical and other vocational related courses.
Professor Badru Katega boasted of acquisition of the academic charter and expansion to other regional countries.
Kampala University has managed to expand its operations to other countries in the region by establishing 2 independent, fully-fledged sister universities, namely the East African University Kitengela.
Professor Katega urged graduates to embrace vocational studies embedded with knowledge attained at the institution to be job creators.
Combining vocational studies with the traditional academic studies can provide a well-rounded education that includes both theoretical knowledge and practical skills.
The Chancellor Kampala University, Professor George Mondo Kagonyera, called on government to further support the education sector for a holistic learning.
We appeal to the government, Honorable Basayu and others, to work closely with the universities and support them since they heavily contribute to national development goals and the transformation of our society.
3 key components, including official graduation for medical nursing and health science students, plans to kickstart celebrations of the institution's silver jubilee journey of academic excellence and the university's 21st graduation ceremony earmarked the day's event. Ivan Duke and Mike Bakabulindi compiled the story for UBC News.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock on my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Over the years, we've dreamed to get onto the world stage. We've had that dream crushed. We've witnessed a total defeat of what could have been our greatest moment. We've felt our spirits go up, only to take a hard fall. We've had our fires burn out and leave only scars. We've seized the wind and had it pulled from our grasp. We've seen pain and we've seen loss of the last fragments of hope. But we are made of resilience, and resilience never stops dreaming. So we will dream even bigger with the Cranes Cup Bowl 2026. Together, let's take Uganda to the next FIFA World Cup.
Together, let's take Uganda to the next FIFA World Cup. For every Now Special you buy, we will give 50 shillings to the Uganda Cranes 2026 fund. You will also get the chance to choose how the Cranes Cup Bowl contributions are spent. Now Special, official beer of the FIFA World Cup and official beer partner of the Uganda Cranes.
Alcohol is not for sale to persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
Welcome back from the break. It's UBC News Tonight. A team of Ugandan teenagers have left the country to represent Uganda at the VEX World Robots Championship in the United States of America. The students were selected from different schools around Kampala to the competition, which kicks off tomorrow on the 26th of April.
In the United States of America.
Young Engineers Uganda has set off a team of students to represent the country at the VEX World Robots Championship that is set to start tomorrow, 26 April 2024 in Dallas, Texas, USA. The robotics competitions are to last for 2 weeks, and over 2,000 teams from 55 nations are to compete against each other. The acting director of higher education and TVET at the Ministry of Education and Sports, Hajat Safina Musene, underscored the importance of empowering students with numerous skills that will impact their future.
As a Minister of Education, we have made the primary curriculum to be competency-based. If you go to their classes, they are learning through doing. The lower secondary curriculum is a testimony of that. That's another effort that the government is putting in place. And of course, we have struggled to make it a reality, managing the change. Parents were used to teaching students, learners to cram. But now we are saying teach them to know how to do it, how to manipulate, how to interact, how to make things, how to make a decision, how to solve problems.
We are actually enhancing the curriculum. We were the first people to talk about competence-based learning. We were the first people to talk about problem-based learning. We also have the first people to speak about project-based learning. That's what these children have been doing, and others who are not here.
The students under the Young Engineers Network of schools expressed excitement and how the program helped them to tackle challenging subjects like mathematics and physics.
The problem of mathematics, but since my parents had decided to bring me here for the VEX program, I have now learned mathematics. Thank you.
The career path I want to take is to become a petroleum engineer. And petroleum is somehow dangerous because it's highly flammable, because it has paraffin, petrol, diesel. So that means we need machines to extract that petrol. So that means using technology like this can help us extract it safely without getting injured, and it helps reduce the death rate because
Young Engineers Uganda is science, technology, engineering and mathematics STEM education program under the African School of Innovations. Science and Technology Assist Limited focuses on nurturing the next generation of Ugandan scientists, innovators, problem solvers and creative thinkers through the Lego and robotics after school curriculum. Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
In a move to tackle the ongoing security challenges and improve service delivery in Seyomo Chikusa constituency in Duero district, Chiza Seninde, the chairperson of Seyemo village, initiated a meeting with the district leadership. The meeting was intended to gather key stakeholders, including the chief administrative officers and the district police commander, to collectively address the escalating security issues.
Villagers, because we have called a meeting so that we can meet the government officials to guide us in so many things. Unfortunately, none of them who has turned up. We have called about 21 members of government officials because the town clerk has to guide us. I understand she has gone for a course, but others, they were supposed to be here. They haven't come. We called people who can tell us about why the roads are looking like that, because this road belongs to the district. None of them have turned out. We wanted to talk.
Experts in ICT have called for the need to increase in ICT investment in order to cater for the increasing unemployment rates in the country. During an ICT career day at Uganda Investment Authority, it was noted that the ICT sector has numerous opportunities which would benefit many youth in the country if taken up.
In this rapidly evolving world, the role of information and communication technology has become more crucial in driving economic transformation, where it serves as a backbone of modern economies, enabling seamless connectivity and innovation across sectors. For Uganda to tap into the vast opportunities in the sector, experts call for more investment.
Employment elasticity of people in Uganda if we increase our intensity in ICT investment. So we are having this day as a monument because from this we are going to have stakeholder engagements. For example, DHL is going to be training SMEs with ICT Association of Uganda to tell them how they can export their products outside Uganda.
The Information Communication Technology Association of Uganda, together with the Uganda Investment Authority, have now embarked on ICT training to youth to increase their readiness for job uptake.
We have noticed it's time to create more jobs, but creating jobs in a practical sense. How can we measure the jobs that have been created by investors, and how can we measure the fact that we need to increase the jobs that are being created? But it works and starts with IT and technology. Why does it start with ICT and technology? Because all companies that are out there have ICT functions, and we have realized that the internet penetration rate is still very low, and IT companies have a lot they can do to this.
To link the students who are leaving the universities to close the gap of employment, jobs, the skills you are lacking in your organizations. SMEs have got good businesses, but they don't have the skills. So these students who are leaving the universities have got those skills in different aspects. It could be accounting, it could be graphics and designing, it could be in agriculture, agronomy, all that. So we want to link the students who are leaving the university to the SMEs who are lacking skills in their businesses.
ICT has also been used as a tool to boost trade, thereby providing businesses with the tools and infrastructure needed to expand their reach, streamline processes, and enhance efficiency.
And you see there is that uniqueness of market expansion. For example, do we have Facebook office here in Uganda? Do we have? But how many users do we have in Uganda? So using innovation or ICT, you are able to scale across the borders. And even the cost of scaling is very minimal. So innovations help us to get out to more users, more consumers of our products without incurring a lot of costs.
Mary Namkose, UBC News.
As part of its charter night celebrations, the Rotary Club of Wakiso, in partnership with Implicit Ethics Community Initiative and Angels Center for Children for Special Needs, have organized a mental health awareness campaign geared at sensitizing the youth against dangers of drug abuse and substances.
The package, what happens at grassroots, within our homes, within our families, but also within schools. But we are here as Rotary to tell you that we want to create more safe spaces for young people like you to grow into the potential that you want to be.
Mental health is a very key issue in the world, and we are taking on this theme from the Rotary International President, who asked us as Rotarians to carry this message to everyone.
The things that greatly affects children learning is their mental well-being. And one of the things that affect mental well-being is substance abuse. So it is very evident to us that the turnout of the behavior of children and youth in the community is so much affected by how they grow and how they learn.
This is a good program that will benefit our students as they go back for their holidays, because most of these children, they come from different backgrounds.
The theme today is making smart choices, strong minds and mental health. And it is at this moment that we call upon students in school to watch the choices they make and having stronger minds to be able to complete their schools.
Strong mind is being able to differentiate between good and
ebiseera by'okuza aye abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu, kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *165*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu eya Uganda.
We've hit refresh with Castle Lights. A premium new look. With the shiny silver label. An innovative cold indicator. A premium green neck label for a crisp and easy drinking beer. Fresh new look. Experience the fresh Newcastle Light.
Banking institutions have appealed to URA to ensure that its different initiatives foster trust between banks and the taxpayer. This was during the 7th Annual Appreciation Bank Conference held in Kampala.
Uganda's banking sector has been hailed by the taxman for compliance and willingness to adopt new technologies. This was during the 7th Annual Appreciation Bank Conference held at the Sheraton Hotel, Kampala.
So we appreciate this sector, we value them, and we normally meet every year to appreciate that kind of support. You saw a moment ago that we are giving awards to those who fulfill the terms in our condition, like remitting the monies they transfer on time, like sending that money without any errors so that it's very direct to allocate and trace who has paid this money, and so on and so forth.
The remarks come in light of the recent standoff between the traders and Uganda Revenue Authority on tax matters.
Wherever we've tried to use technology as maybe complicated to understand initially as it appears, like IFRIS, we have found improvement in tax declaration tenfold. So that shows you that there is so much room for improvement, and it is time for us to join hands in embracing technology to solve some of these challenges.
Several bankers were recognized for their compliance and support in several categories. According to the banking sector players, their sector is very supervised to conform to rules and regulations compared to other sectors of the economy.
And as per this character of the banking sector, we are always fast in adopting technology and contributing our bit for the progress and prosperity of the country, the Republic of Uganda.
This year's event was on the theme Financial Technology Trends and Financial Inclusion for Enhanced Tax Compliance and Transformation for Uganda's Economy. In another development, URA staff and organization have contributed 18.8 million shillings towards the Martyrs' Day celebrations slated for June 3rd. This was at a staff mass at the URA headquarters conducted by His Lordship, Right Reverend Raphael Wokorach, Bishop-elect Gulu Diocese.
And URA has been generous with us. We are very grateful. We are very grateful for the contributions you have given. And as always, we say that no money is useless. Every money counts and is important for us.
This has been our norm, as you may have heard. We last did this with the Fort Portal Diocese, which organized some celebrations some years ago. Now that NEBI is organizing, we decided to come together as the Yore Catholic community to be part of this noble cause as we remember the Uganda Matters.
Reverend Wokorach highlighted the importance of taxation and the role of the tax body to Uganda's social and economic aspirations.
Even the work group, the business group and all that, I think the cry is genuine. Now, the changes you are bringing in whatever it is, which I have not understood, maybe the question to ask is it going to help the government to get more so that people may get a better service and improve their resources? Or are we just taking the little they have, then what are they left with?
Maureen Babidi and Dennis Sigoa for the Business Roundup.
Value addition to banana products could create 30,000 jobs in Uganda if well embraced. This underscores the need for a public-private partnership in commercializing banana fiber production.
Was processed from ripe bananas. It was an idea born, sold and embraced to add value to the banana crop. The brain behind the idea does not regret.
So use your e-technology to get information that helps you to get money rather than writing it to your social networks.
Such commercial production is what agro-value addition advocates are advancing for the banana fiber.
But they will also tell you that they get a lot of money, not only from significant other people what value, they also get a lot of money from bananas. So banana as a crop is a major food security crop and a major income crop.
This is why an engagement to acquaint farmers with opportunities in banana production was held in Kampala. Dr. Priva Bwesige is another researcher at National Agriculture Research Laboratories in Kawanda.
There are very many opportunities for youth to be involved in the banana fiber value chain. If you take an example of only the space value of fiber extraction is the process of extraction itself, but fiber extraction requires machinery. This machinery is being fabricated by youth within our industrial spaces in Kampala.
Uganda is the largest producer of bananas in East Africa, with Isingiro in western Uganda being the leading producer in the whole country. This implies the availability of raw materials for value addition.
As a way of sustaining this, that's why we are making sure that the bananas stay, the farmers get the right messages, so the farmers practice the right practices, and we ensure that the banana stays, doesn't go to extinction.
Time will tell the extent to which the gospel for value addition on bananas will be embraced. Henry Okrut, UBC.
The program.
Victoria Serena Golf Resort and Spa and its key partner, I&M Bank, have launched the second edition of the Serena 63 Golf Series.
The lush Pasavente Serena Golf Resort and Spa in Kigo is bracing to host the second edition of the Serena 63 Golf Series.
The significance of this series is to inform all the public and all the golfers that are out there that Serena Golf Resort is accessible to everybody. This series is focused on non-members, public, and it wants to speak to everybody.
The series get its 63 code from the 2019 heroics of Kenyan Disman Indiza, who shot a course record 63 during the Uganda Open.
That record is still standing, and in addition to the theme of 63, we will be offering special packages on accommodation of $163, platters for two for 63,000 shillings. The entry fee into the series is 63,000 shillings, and a number of other activities will be associated with this.
This Serena 63 Golf Series that is powered by I&M Bank on the occasion of its Golden Jubilee is a unique brand of golf competition that will run over a 32-week period.
So with the Serena 63 series, we are opening this up to all golfers. Any golfer can come down here and tee off and stand a chance to win big prizes. As you all know, I&M Bank is celebrating 50 years this year, which is a big grand celebration for us. And one of the things we are doing to give back to the golfers is give them amazing prizes. And some of the prizes include, we'll have 5 slots for the top golfers to participate in the I&M Invitational Tournament that will be happening in Nairobi later this year. And we'll have other big prizes.
To compete for the main prizes that are estimated at 40 million Uganda shillings, each golfer must play 26 rounds of golf, with the 18 best scores considered. The series starts on 1st May and will have quarterly winners of the Order of Merit in May and August, and then the grand finale in November. Several prizes, including 1-year free membership and trips to other Serena affiliates in the East African region, are lined up for winners.
That's to the end of it for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
On Wednesday, the 1st of May 2024, Uganda will join the rest of the world to commemorate the International Labour Day, a day celebrated to recognize the contribution of labour towards the social, economic, and political development of the country. This year's celebrations will be held at Mukabura Grounds in Fort Portal City on the theme, Improving Access to Labor Justice, a prerequisite for increased productivity. The celebrations will be cast live on UBC TV, all our radio stations and social media platforms. Don't miss. Happy Labor Day.
We've hit refresh with Castle Light. A premium new look. With the shiny silver label. An innovative cold indicator. A premium green neck label for a crisp and easy drinking beer. Fresh new look. Experience the fresh Newcastle Light.
Banyeta ko muhangi Donata the chairperson wa group. I
am the chairperson of this group that got money. The group is called Kalsandala HIV/AIDS Craftswomen Group. UWEP gave us money in 2017 and they gave us 3.3 million Ugandan shillings. We used it in 1 year and got 23 million out of it. We do baskets and kitchen gardens, and we also have a saving group. We thank UWEP because this money helped us as women. Women can now educate their children and build houses because many of them are single mothers. We work without jealousy because we want to leave a legacy that even those who will be around tomorrow will appreciate.
Amanya gange nze Hadija Namubiru nebaza UPDM yatukwatirako netuwaayoko ku buyambi ku kasente afuna akakadde ka sente nali ntunda amanda nga ndeete ensawo 2 naye bwenna UPDM bwe yankwatirako natandika okuleeta ensawo 8 ntundirako ne sukaali ndiizi ntunda ne gonja nentundirako nenkolerako n'amanda oba amagezi maganda nenjiyaayo n'amanda olusenyente omwo etukola ki nago ngatunda kwata bibanga bitole kale kambite ebitole bibeera 3 nembiguza omuntu singi 5 nina omwami agenda eyo najjera kati agenda kuyingira Lwakutaano bwajja nantolerako ensawo zange nazimpa ndiizi nyina omukyala agenda mu kyalo bwajja nandetera ndiizi nandetera ne oluusi nebbogoya mpozi n'ekirala nti sifiirwa lusenyente lwange nduwumbamu amanda